Good morning, yogis. So, at 4 minutes, and we'll start our Sunday morning class. Just a nice, gentle stretch class this morning. A little bit of work in there, but nothing too much. So, this is completely suitable for beginners. It's just a nice, gentle wake up. And the sun is shining this morning. It's a beautiful day out there. I hope you're all well. And thank you for joining me this morning. I've got a few minutes till we start. And hopefully the sound is still good. Again, I'm still just using my little old laptop with the webcam, so nothing fancy really, just keeping it simple just to get the class out there to you guys. I hope you're well. There's a few cases around by me now, so it's a little bit scary. Mother's Day today as well. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I was intending to see my mum today, but I've been advised not to, so I don't know what to do. Don't know if anybody else is having the same kind of dilemma, but it's a bit of a kind of strange situation to be in, not knowing whether to go see my mum today or not. But I think she's joining me this morning anyway. I think she's going around her friend Diane's this morning, and they're going to join me, as they would usually do. They usually come to my Sunday morning class. Hi Mom, if you're logged in, I'm ready to go. Happy Mother's Day. Oh dear, that's crazy world. Right, a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. 13 so far. That's a good turnout for a Sunday morning. Welcome. Let's get on our mats. So I don't want to start too early, just in case some people have left it last minute. Switch on, good. So for those that missed, I'm going to be doing just a nice gentle stretch and release class. This is the usual class I would do at the community centre on a Sunday morning. So it's going to be very, very similar. Again, if you're using blocks and straps, make sure you've got them to hand. You may need them, you may not. It's all good if you haven't got anything like that to hand. And we'll get started. So let's come into child's pose to begin with this morning. So you can take closed-legged child's pose with the knees together, or you can take the knees wide, big toes touch. Just walk the hands forward and just bring the forehead to the mat. And if the knees are together, we're going to bring the hands behind you. Whatever feels good in your body as we just get settled in and prepare for the class this morning. So as you're resting in your child's pose, just taking a moment to just become present. So as always, just noticing how you feel this morning. Without judgment. Just allowing yourself to be totally relaxed. Just closing the eyes. And let's bring our focus to the breath. Just your natural breath. And can you relax the face completely, creating space between your back teeth? And with every exhale, can you allow yourself to melt a little bit more? And when you're ready, just start to deepen your breath. As we begin to take control of the breath in the next 60 minutes. As you inhale, just allow the ribs to expand. Drawing the breath between the shoulder blades. And just letting go of any worries, any concerns. Letting go of your to-do list, whatever your to-do list is for the day. And letting go of the week so far. And as always, as we move through the class, just doing what you can without any judgment. And just you exploring your inner space this morning. And we'll lift the gaze, take an inhale. And as we exhale, let's walk our hands over to the right side of the mat. Just for a little side stretching. Just relax the head, the neck. Try to breathe into the left side of the body, just using that inhale to open the ribs up. As you exhale, see if you can let go a little bit more. Lifting the gaze. As we inhale, let's walk our hands back through center. And exhale over to the other side. And again, just breathing nice and deeply into the right side of the body now. Lifting the gaze, inhale as we bring the hands back to center. And exhale, let's walk the hands towards us. Let's bring our feet around, we'll come to a seated position. Simple cross-legged position. Let's bring the hands to the knees. As we inhale, let's send the pelvis forward, open the chest, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and lift the gaze. As we exhale, start to tuck the tailbone under, round through the spine, collapse the chest, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, open the chest, pelvis goes forward, extension through the spine, looking up. And exhale, rounding through the spine, chin comes to the chest. Inhale. Finding that extension again, pelvis forward, open the chest, look up. And exhale, tucking the tailbone under, round through the spine, chin in. And continue to move now to the rhythm of your own breath. So if you need to move a little bit more quickly, a little bit more slowly to stay with the breath, go ahead and do so. And just working through the spine, waking up the spine on this Sunday morning. As you're doing this, maybe beginning to activate your Ujjayi breath. Beginning to breathe with sound. And just being really conscious, really aware of how the spine feels, of how the body feels as you move. And now as we inhale, we're going to come around to the left, moving forward through the spine. Like a spiral through the spine. Exhale to come back as much as you can. Finding that full range. Inhale to move forward. Open the chest up. Exhale. And draw yourself back. Keep going. And again, move more quickly or more slowly if you need to. Just stay with your breath. And again, just noticing where you feel this in your body as you move through this movement. And let's take the rotations the opposite way now. Again, really trying to find that full range. So really trying to extend that spine as you come forward and really trying to flex the spine as you come backwards. And continue to move with the breath. We'll do one more. Let's come to a neutral spine. So draw the navel in. Let's bring the left hand onto the mat. We'll inhale the right arm high. And as we exhale, let's come into some side flexion. So you can be on the hand here. This is all good. As long as you can feel that nice stretch through the right side of the body. Drop to the elbow if you're going well. But again, try to keep the chest nice and open. So try not to collapse here. Again, if we're here, this is all good. Maybe lift the gaze slightly. Stay nice and long through your neck. Keep that breath going. Inhale, find a little bit more length. Exhale, maybe reach in a little bit deeper. Maybe opening the chest up a little bit more to the ceiling. You can just find where it feels good for you and just check that that right sit bone isn't starting to lift up here. Keep pulling that down, really ground through that right sit bone. As you inhale, let's come back to center and exhale. Let's switch right hand to the mat. Inhale, the left arm high and exhale, side flexion. And again, remember, it doesn't matter how deep we go as long as we feel that release to the lower back, hand to the side body, all is good. And again, maybe you want to lift the gaze here, gaze into the ceiling. And again, just checking that that left sit bone doesn't start to lift up. Keep pulling it down. We'll stay a couple more breaths. Inhale to come back through center and exhale. Inhale. And as we exhale, it's a forward fold and a twist. We're going to come down, bringing forehead towards that left knee. Doesn't matter if you've gone right side. And draw your navel in. We'll pull that navel back towards the spine. With every exhale, just see if you can relax, let go a little bit more. With every inhale, as always, you're just trying to find a little bit more space in your body, a little bit more length through your spine. And inhale, we'll spiral tall. Let's bring the right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind the back as we come into a twist. Inhale to find length, and exhale, twisting and gazing over your left shoulder. And we're going to stay here a few breaths. Just keep moving with that breath. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, just to press a little bit deeper. Try to breathe into the upper back here, so breathe in between the shoulder blades. Keep that breath going. And inhale, coming back to the front. Exhale. Left side, take an inhale again. And as we exhale, again, it's a forward fold and a twist. Bringing the forehead towards the right knee. And just keep that breath going and just notice where this posture is working in your body. Where can you feel the tension release? And breathe into that area. Inhale, spiral tall, left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind the back. Take an inhale. And exhale, twisting, gazing over your right shoulder. Deep breaths. And again, trying to move with that breath. Inhale to find a little bit more length. And exhale to twist a little bit more if you can. Again, we'll stay here a couple more breaths. And inhale, coming back to the front. Let's release the neck. Left hand on the left knee. Let's bring the right arm up overhead. Just bringing that middle finger to the top of the ear and just drawing that right ear towards the right shoulder. Just try to relax this left arm completely. Just check that the shoulder isn't lifting. And we're not trying to pull the head here. We're just using the hand, a little bit of a weight on the top of the head, just to release the neck. If you're going well, you want a little bit more, maybe walking the fingertips out. Again, just noticing the tension. Maybe it's feeling really tight here, especially as a lot of you have been working from home in not an ideal posture, maybe slouched over the computer on your settee or something. So And keep the head where it is. We're going to bring the right hand underneath the cheek. Let's help the head back to center. And we'll do the other side. Right hand onto the right knee. Let's inhale the left arm up to the top of that right ear now. And just draw the left ear down to that shoulder. Again, just checking that this right arm is nice and relaxed. I'm trying to pull the shoulder away from the ear. And again, this hand is just acting as a little bit of a weight rather than trying to pull your head off of your neck. Just a nice release. And again, maybe this is enough for you. If you want a little bit more, just walk those fingertips out. And just see how that changes the stretch. And depending on how tight I am, sometimes I can feel this going all the way down into my forearm. And just keep that breath going. And keeping the head where it is, we'll bring the left hand under the chin. We'll bring the head back to center. And bringing the left hand back onto the left knee. Let's take the right arm up over to the back left quarter of the head. And we're going to draw the head towards the right knee. It's like a diagonal line. This is going to target a muscle in the upper back between the shoulder blade and the spine. You'll probably feel this. And this is where a lot of us hold tension. So it's some good stretches to do first thing in the morning. And again, keep the head where it is. We'll bring the hand underneath the cheek, the chin, and just help the head back to center. And we'll do the other side. Right hand onto the right knee. Let's take that left arm up overhead to the back right quarter of the head now. And drawing that head diagonally towards the left knee. Again, just trying to focus on feeling it in the upper back between the spine and the shoulder blade. And you don't need to pull so hard here as well, just to the point that you feel that release. Keep the breath going and breathe into the upper back. And bringing the hand underneath the cheek will help the head back to center. Good, let's take some shoulder rotations backwards and forwards. And let's take the arms out to a T. So just reach in through the fingertips. Just waking up the shoulders and the arms. Let's do some finger extensions. So bringing the hands into fists, then sending the fingers out wide. These are really, really good for building strength into the wrists as well. These finger extensors. And we'll wake up the arms, wake up the hands. Let's get the blood pumping. Let's take the arms up. And it shouldn't take long for you to start feeling the work in the arms, in the wrists. And keep it going if you can. Let's take them forward. Keep them going. Hopefully getting warm. Good. Let's take the thumb inside and wrap the fingers around the thumb. And take the hands out. So you're trying to pull the fists down. So you should feel a stretch across the top of the arms here. And let's release and take the arms back out. Reaching through those fingertips. Let's externally rotate the shoulders. So take the palms towards the ceiling, feeling opening across the front of the chest, across the shoulders. And now internal rotation. So turn the hands towards the thumb. And wrapping the biceps down, the triceps up. Take an inhale, come into external rotation. Exhale, internal rotation. Exhale, inhale, external rotation. Exhale, internal rotation. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to find full range of motion through those shoulders. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. We're going to keep it going. We'll do a couple more. Hold on in there if you're getting tired in those shoulders. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. Whew. Take a breath. Good. Let's take the arms out in front. Let's stretch those shoulders now. Right arm underneath the left. We'll take our eagle arms again. If we're here, this is all good. Just feeling a stretch through the shoulders. If we can wrap the arms around, the palms come together, and we're just going to try to lift the elbows up a little bit here. So just feeling a stretch through the shoulders, through the upper back, the arms. Inhaling and exhale, release. Take the arms back in front and we'll switch the left arm underneath the right. And again, just go where it feels good for you. Again, if we're here, this is fine. If you can make the full wrap, palms come together and then lift the elbows. Just noticing how the shoulders feel, how the arms feel. Keeping that breath going. Remembering to breathe. Always, always. Inhale. And exhale, release. Let's bring the hands forward. Let's come to a tabletop position. Straighten the right leg out. So just check that those fingers are spread and palms really connecting to the mat. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, let's just wake up the core, wake up the legs. You can have the toe pointed or the ankle flexed right now. Just check that that right hip is drawing down in line with the left. Just check the navel is drawn towards the spine. The shoulders stacked over the wrists. And let's point the toe. Let's do some rainbow kicks. So trying to keep the back or the core nice and strong. We're going to inhale, lift the leg, take it over and tap the outside or the left side of your mat. Inhale to come back through center and exhale, taking it over to the right. Inhale to come through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. And exhale to the right. Good, keep it going. To the rhythm of your own breath. And just check that you're not starting to dip into the back here. So trying to make the movement come from the glutes, come from the legs. It's nice and gentle. You can stop at any point if you need to. Good. Inhale, bring the leg back to center. And exhale, we're going to bend the knee. Bring the right knee to touch the left knee. We're coming into some fire hydrants. I'll turn this way so you guys can see. So all we're going to do is on the inhale, we're going to lift the knee up so it comes in line with the hip, and then lower it down, all as high as you can. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And keep it going. Again, to the rhythm of your own breath. Just waking up the outer glutes. Good. On the next one, we're going to hold it up. Inhale and hold. Keep the breath going. For 3. For 2. We'll keep the core strong. 1. And exhale, lowering down. Bringing the knee back onto the mat. If you need to shake out the wrist a little bit here. And we'll prepare for the other side. So left leg nice and straight. Again, just checking that that hip isn't open. Drop that left hip down in line with the right. And then lift the leg if you're going well. And just check there's equal weight in the hands, that we haven't started to shift over to the right hand here. And find strength through your core. Just trying to find that line of energy that runs from the crown of the head all the way through to that left foot. That navel is drawn towards the spine. Good. And for those rainbow kicks, inhale. Exhale, taking the leg over to the right side, outside of your mat. Inhale to come through center. And exhale over to the left. We'll keep it going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, trying to find that full range. Inhale without dipping into the lower back. Exhale. Inhale. Again, move more quickly or more slowly if you need to. Just stay with your own breath. And don't worry about when I'm telling you to inhale, exhale. Good. And hopefully we can feel those glutes, those legs starting to fire up a little bit here. And keep it going. We'll do a couple more rounds if you can stay with it. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, we'll bend that left knee, preparing for those fire hydrants left side. Inhale, lift the hip up. Exhale, lower it down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And again, stay strong in the core. Inhale. Exhale. And try not to twist open. Inhale, make the outer glutes work. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale. Exhale, staying strong in the arms, making sure we're not starting to bend into the elbows here. Nice and strong, press the mat away. Inhale. Exhale. One more and we'll hold this one. Inhale, lift it up and hold if you can. For 3, keep pressing the mat away. For 2 and 1. Exhale, lowering down. Let's bring the big toes to touch. Let's send the knees wide, sit back, and we'll take a rest in child's pose. Good, nice deep breaths. And just noticing again how your body feels now. And then lifting the gaze. We'll bring the knees back underneath the hips. Let's tuck the toes under and send the hips back and up as we come into our first downward facing dog of the day. So as always in your first downward dog, I think it's nice just to pedal the legs, just to stretch into the backs of the legs. Maybe move the hips side to side, stretching into your side body, and whatever feels good. And just noticing how that body feels. And as always in your downward dog, don't worry about getting the heels on the mat so much, especially if you're tight in the hamstrings. We want that nice flat back so we can be here with the legs bent. It's all good. Just inhale, find length through your spine, and exhale. Relax, let go. Let's walk the hands towards the feet. So just checking that those feet are hips width apart here. I'm going to come into a forward fold. So spread the toes, bend the knees as much as you need to, especially if you're really tight in the hamstrings. We don't want this kind of rounding in the back here. This puts a lot of pressure on the lower back, so bend the knees a little bit, provide some support for the lower back if that's you. And we'll take ragdoll, so taking hold of opposite elbows. And just relaxing completely. So not the head yes, shake the head no. Just check there's no tension in your neck. And tipping the weight forward slightly into the balls of the feet. And you can sway in your ragdoll if you wish. And deep breathing. And just check that navel is still drawing back towards the spine. See if you can lift your pelvic floor here and squeeze the pelvic floor. And releasing the arms, just allow the arms to be nice and heavy, nice and floppy. We're going to roll up to standing, nice and controlled. Coming from the lower back, through the mid back, the upper back, and unwinding the spine. Good, let's reach those arms nice and high. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, let's draw the shoulder blades together, hands away from the back. And exhale, get a little bend to the knees as we fold forward, coming into a shoulder stretch. And again, just relax the head and neck. Just allow gravity to do the work. If you're really tight in the shoulders and the arms are still pretty close to the back here, again, it's all good. As long as you can feel that release through the front of the chest, to the shoulders. This works on your shoulder extension. It can be a pretty intense posture, especially if you're tight in the shoulders as well. So relax and breathe into it. Every inhale, see if you can pull the shoulder blades together a little bit more. And every exhale, just see if you can let go. See if you can allow the arms, the hands to sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Let's release the hands. We'll bring the right hand onto the mat. Just underneath the face, and let's open up into a little twist. Inhale, bend into that right knee as much as you need to. Lift the gaze, gaze it up. Keep drawing the navel in. Take an inhale. And exhale, we'll switch. Left hand comes down. And inhale. Right arm reaches. A little bend into that left knee. And really pressing that left hand down. See if you can find internal rotation in that left shoulder. So turning the elbow out towards the little finger. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the hands back to the mat. We'll walk the hands forward and we'll find that downward facing dog again. And let's take the right leg high. We'll find three-legged dog. So reaching back through that right heel. And again, just checking that that right hip is dropped in line with the left. It's a common mistake to open up the hip in your three-legged dog. So unless you're told to open the hip, just keep that right hip dropped and you're pressing back through the left hip, the left thigh. So I want to try to feel more going on in the back of the left leg, really, than getting that right foot to the ceiling. Inhale. And as we exhale, let's bend that right knee. We'll draw it in towards the chest, round through the spine. If you can, you're going to plant the right foot between the hands. If it stops halfway down the mat, just grab the ankle and draw it through. So let's find a nice high lunge position. So right knee over the ankle, just framing that right foot with the hands, chest nice and open, and let's sink through the hips here a little bit. Just working through the front of the left hip here. Again, drop that left hip down, pull the right hip back. Good. If you're going well, bring that right hand inside of the right foot. Let's heel toe that right foot out towards the outside of the mat. And let's send the hips a little bit lower. Option to stay on the hands here. Option to drop to the elbows. Keeping the chest nice and open. Good. If you go well, if you want a little bit more opening in the hips, drop onto the outside of that right foot. So dropping that knee out, really opening up into that right hip. And if it doesn't feel good, you can stay on the hands here. This is all good. Just working through that left hip. And coming back onto the hands, if you drop to the elbows, let's heel toe that right foot back in, frame the foot, and we'll send the right foot back to meet the left and find downward facing dog again. And let's try the left side. Raise the left leg, going into that three-legged dog. So again, that left hip is dropped down in line with the right, and we're pressing back through that right hip more than anything. Feeling that stretch through the right thigh. Maybe up into the outside of the right hip, the back of the right hip. Good. Inhaling and exhale. We'll bend that left knee, draw that thigh in towards the chest, knee towards the chin, and if you can, drop in that left foot between the hands. And again, finding that runner's lunge position. So left knee over the ankle and sinking nice and low through those hips. The left hip pulling back, the right hip pressing forward and down. And breathing nice and deeply. And again, if you're going well, maybe you want to bring that left hand inside of the left foot, heel toe the foot out. and sink a little bit lower. If that knee starts to fall out to the side, just pivot on the heel and turn the foot out so that the thigh tracks in the same direction as the foot. Again, we can stay here. We can come onto the elbows if that feels good. And we can open up the hip a little bit more by dropping onto the outside of the left foot. You can just find where feels good in your body this morning. Be gentle, gentle with yourself. And keep that breath going. Breathe into where you feel your tension. Maybe it's more in the left hip, maybe it's more in the right hip. And coming back onto the hands. If you dropped to the elbows, let's heel toe that left foot back in. Frame the left foot and send that left foot back to meet the right. Find your downward dog. And let's straighten the right leg towards the ceiling again. Three-legged dog. This time we're going to open the hip. So now you can really open that hip up, send that right foot high, and we start to target the outside of the leg, working into glute strength here, as well as stretching through the hips and still stretching through the back of that left leg. Take an inhale. As we exhale, let's close the hip, bend that right knee, bring it through, and again, dropping that right foot between the hands. So finding that runner's lunge position again. This time, let's drop that left knee to the mat, taking it in to a low lunge. Option to keep those back toes tucked under. Option to bring the top of the foot onto the mat. Let's make our way up. Just stack the hands on that right knee. We're going to sink through our hips a little bit here. So again, you should feel a nice stretch through the front of the left hip. Let's soften the shoulders away from the ears. And let's take it into a little bit of a psoas stretch. So right hand comes onto the right thigh. Let's inhale the left arm high. And as we exhale, just take a lean out to the right. So now you should feel the stretch intensify a little bit down this left side. Maybe you can feel it in the lower back. Okay, psoas muscle, really important muscle for back health, hip health. It's where a lot of us are either weak or we have a lot of tension there. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, let's drop the left hand onto the right knee. Send the right arm forward. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to twist and open up. So reaching the right arm back. Stay nice and low through the hips. Just check that we don't come up as we're reaching back here. Keep sinking the hips low. And just twisting into the upper back. Option to gaze back towards that right hand or towards the back wall. Option to stay here if you're going well. Let's take it into a quad stretch. Picking up that left foot, bending the left knee and taking hold of the foot. Again, maybe you don't make it to the foot, it's all good. Maybe we're here, this is all good, just working into that hamstring strength. Or we're taking the outside of the foot and we're opening up a little bit more into the shoulders, into the chest here. And keep sinking those hips nice and low. Releasing that foot. Let's bring the hands onto the mat and we'll make our way into half splits. So if you're particularly tight, maybe the leg, this right leg has still got a little bend in it. It's all good as long as you can feel that release. Option if you have them to take blocks either side of the body. Then you can take the hands onto blocks here. Just doing what feels good in your body. If you're going well, flex that right ankle. Draw the toes back towards the body. And think of pulling the right hip back, sending the heart forward. And let's move with the breath for a few breaths here. Inhale, find length through your spine. And exhale, round. Inhale, find length, find extension. Exhale, round. Inhale, find length. Exhale. Inhale, length. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. Exhale. Let's hold. Just relax, soften. Let's hold for 3. Just notice that stretch through the back of the leg. For 2. 1. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale. Let's bring that left foot out. If we can, we're going to start to come back into Triangle Mukha Ika Pada Paschimottanasana. So that left heel on the outside of that left hip. If it's too much and you have a block or a cushion that you can grab, you can always put a block underneath your bum here. And this is working on the internal rotation in that left hip. So we can be here. If it's too much, if there's any pain in the left knee or the ankle, just come out of the posture. It really isn't worth damaging your body in this posture. And we're just going to fold forward. Again, just getting an extra stretch to the back of that right leg whilst working on the internal rotation in the hip. If you find that the weight is being tipped over to the right, then your work towards is just trying to get that left sit bone grounded. So you can stay upright here. This is all good. Again, it can be quite intense, especially if your internal rotators are quite tight here. Let's walk the hands forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee off the mat, and let's send the right foot back to meet the left, finding that downward facing dog again. And we'll do exactly the same on the left side. So straighten the left leg towards the ceiling again, find that 3-legged dog first, and then open the hip up. Pressing back through that right hip, and working into the outer glutes. Inhale. Exhale, close the hip, bend that left knee, bring it through between the hands. And again, finding that high lunge position, left knee over the ankle, and drop that right knee down. So again, back toes can stay tucked under or top of the foot on the mat. Whatever feels more comfortable, more balanced for you. Left knee over the ankle, and again, let's sink into those hips here. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. Just check we haven't tensed up. Keep sinking those hips nice and low. Keep that breath going. Deep Ujjayi breathe in. And let's take that psoas stretch. So left hand onto that left thigh. Let's inhale the right arm high. And exhale, a little bit of a side lean out to the left. And for some people, you might not need to lean over much to feel that stretch through the psoas muscle. And just keep sinking those hips nice and low. Try to relax. Try not to tense up. Use that breath. When you control the breath, you control the nervous system. You allow yourself to go a little bit deeper without stressing the body, without forcing. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale. Let's bring the right hand onto the left knee. Left arm reaches forward. Inhale. And as we exhale, let's open up into a twist. And again, you can gaze back towards the left hand if you wish, using that right hand on that left knee just to increase the twist in the spine a little bit more here. Good. Keep that breath going. Again, option to stay here. Option, if you've got it, is to bend that right knee. See if you can take hold of that right foot. And just working into the quadriceps at the same time. Because working through the shoulder, through the upper back. Again, just doing what feels good. Again, we can be here, but with the intention to reach towards that foot. If you have a strap, you can lasso your strap around the foot as well. Good, and releasing. We'll come into those half splits, hands onto the mat or onto the block, and shifting that right hip back over the right knee and straightening that left leg as much as you can until you feel that stretch through the back of the left leg. And again, we'll hold it here. As always, option to take it a little bit deeper, flexing that right ankle. You can make this a PNF stretch as well if you wish. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So you're trying to pull the heel back towards the body. So it's engaging the muscle at the same time as stretching the muscle. And try to keep the heart open as best as you can. The spine nice and long. And let's move with the breath. Inhale, find length. And exhale, round. Inhale, find length. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll stay. Around that spine, relax. Hold in for 3. And just keep breathing. Keep the navel in for 2. 1. And inhale, lifting the gaze. And again, we're going to pivot on that right knee. Just take that back foot, the right foot out slightly, just to make space for the hips as we come to sit back into our triangle Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana. So again, you can sit on a block here. We're in this position. You can see when the sun is starting to come around. So as always, if you're floating off to the left, intention to get that right sit bone connecting. You can move the glute out from underneath the left sit bone. That can help you sit a little bit more upright. You can shift the calf out from underneath the right thigh. Again, that can get you sitting a little bit more to your center line. And again, we can stay here. No need to fold forward. If you're going well, you want to fold forward, then fold. And again, just working on stretching into the back of the left leg, as well as working into your the internal rotators in the right hip. And just breathe. Just allow yourself to be wherever you are. If you're here, this is all good. Relax, soften. And walking those hands forward again. We'll bring that left foot back to the mat, left knee back over the ankle. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes under, lift the right knee, and send that left foot back to meet the right, finding your downward facing dog. Let's come onto our knees, drop to the knees. Let's work into the upper back a little bit more, and we'll come more towards finishing. We're getting onto an hour now, so let's come onto our bellies. Point the toes. I'm coming into space pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders. If you feel pinching in the lower back here, just take the elbows forward a little bit more just to release the lower back. We're going to be working more into the upper back than anything in Sphinx pose. So you can have elbows slightly wider than the shoulders if that feels good. The fingers spread. And I want you to think of drawing yourself forward. So pulling elbows back towards you, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades draw down the back, chest is nice and open, just nice and long through the neck. And strong through the legs, so driving the tops of the feet into the mat. We'll see if you can relax the glutes here. And breathe, and just feel an opening to the front of the body. So think of from the pubic bone all the way up, feeling the abs opening up, the chest opening up, the heart opening up, space around the collarbones. Stay a few more breaths. And releasing, just walk those elbows forward and bring the ribs onto the mat. Let's take the hands by the side of the body or draw the elbows back. So we're going to come into baby cobra. So again, those legs are nice and strong. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift. Think of using the upper back strength. Exhale to lower down. Keep the elbows bent. Inhale, just a little bit of a push from the hands. Not much here. Just trying to engage the upper back. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low. Let's do 2 more if we can. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's tuck the toes under. We'll press the hips back and up and find that downward facing dog again. Raise the right leg towards the ceiling. Find that 3-legged dog. Open the hip up. Reach that foot nice and high. And as we exhale, let's close that right hip. We'll bend that right knee. Let's bring the right knee onto the mat. So that's the center line of your mat as we make our way into swan pose. We're going to sink back. So that right heel is going to be by the left hip. We're going to try to stop this hip opening up, drive that left hip down. So this is the safest, if you've been in my classes, you know I like this one. This is the safest variation of pigeon. As the knee is closed, it's really nice and safe for the knee, especially if you're really tight in the glutes, tight in the hips, then maybe this is your pigeon pose. If you've got a little bit more, start to make your way into your pigeon. So starting to wiggle that right foot forward, the right knee starts to come out towards the outside of the mat. And we start to align that right shin with the top of the mat. Option is to stay here, just working on drawing that left hip down, or we're going to come onto the elbows, we'll stack the hands, and we'll rest. And just breathe in nice and deeply in your pigeon. And where you feel the tension, for most people it's going to be in the outside of the right hip. And great stretch for the glutes. Great stretch if you suffer from sciatica or lower back pain. This is an amazing, amazing posture. Everyone should have this posture in their yoga pose arsenal. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the best postures. Again, it can be a little bit uncomfortable if you have really tight hips. So always just be mindful of the knees in this posture. If you come more into a pigeon position, flex that right ankle and that provide a bit of support for that right knee. And just relax. Allow yourself a moment just to really work through that right hip. See if you can let go completely. Just allow your body to be wherever it is in space. And just checking that the jaw hasn't tensed up. Just checking that you're still in control of your breathing. And as always, you can use props. You can put a pillow underneath the right hip, a block. whatever you have to hand. Lifting the gaze. Let's come back onto the hands. Let's close that knee again. Bring the heel back towards that left hip. We'll swing the left leg around. And just bringing that left ankle just to the outside of the right foot for a little twist. So again, the intention is to get that right sit bone down. If it's too much with that foot over the knee, just bring it to the inside. This is all good. It's going to work into a little twist here. So left hand behind the back, right hand onto the knee. Inhale, find length, and exhale, twist. Gaze over the left shoulder. As always, if you're going well, you can hook that elbow around the outside of the knee. Again, if binding is in your practice, feel free to bind. Just a couple more breaths here. And inhale, looking back to the front, exhale, release. We'll swing that left leg back around. Make our way back up to our hands and find downward facing dog again. Sending the left leg high, three-legged dog. And again, let's open that hip. Close the hip as you exhale. Draw that knee to the center line of the mat, finding that swan pose on the left side. Again, if that feels good. If you want your pigeon, you're going to open that knee up a little bit more. Flexing that ankle. And again, if you need support underneath that left hip, find that support using a block or a cushion. And again, dropping onto the elbows if it feels good. And just resting, intention to get that right hip drawing down. Stack the hands. And release, let go. We'll keep that breath going. And just notice the tension releasing from the hips. Let's take a few more breaths here. And coming back onto the hands. We'll swing that right leg around. Close that left knee, so heel towards the buttock. Right ankle hooks over the left knee. Or again, we're just bringing it inside if it's too much with the foot over that knee. And just coming into that twist on the opposite side. So left hand takes the right knee and we're opening up to the right side. And gaining tension to get that right sit bone down and grounded. And we'll just stay here again, just moving with the breath. Feel free to take a deeper variation if it's in your practice. We're breathing into your upper back. Breathe between the shoulder blades. And inhale, look to the front. Exhale, release. Let's unhook the legs. Bring the bum into the center of the mat. Take the arms out. Let's tuck the tailbone under and we'll roll. We're not going to roll all the way down. Let's just roll to a point where the abdomen, the core just starts to wake up. And we're just going to hold it here. Breathe in for 3, for 2, 1. Inhale, coming up. Let's find that squishy bit between sit bones and coccyx, chest nice and open, hands underneath the thighs, just lifting the feet up. Again, waking up the core a little bit. An option to take a deeper variation of your Navasana if you wish. Just keeping that breath going, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, the face relaxed. And let's drop the feet. Take the hands out in front, and again, let's flex the spine as we roll all the way down with control to a lying down position. Let's straighten the legs, reach the arms overhead for a nice deep stretch. Bend your knees, bring your heels towards your buttocks, the feet, or heels hips width apart. And knees directly over the ankles. Let's take the hands by the hips for bridge pose. And again, if full back bend is in your practice, you want to back bend here, go ahead and do so. Let's inhale, lift the hips up. Option to interlace the fingers behind the back here as we work through the front of the hips a little bit more, work through the shoulders. Someone's just knocked on my door. Ben will get it. Ben's getting it. It's all good. So pressing through those hips, pressing through the heels. Inhale and exhale, lowering down. Let's do another round. Inhale, lifting up. Breathe in deeply into your abdomen. Inhale and exhale, lowering down. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Let's rock from side to side. Take the arms out to a T. And let's slowly lower the legs over to the left. Inhale, bring them up through center. Exhale, take them to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. And let's ground. Let's hold them here. Drop the head over to the right. Spinal release. Draw the head back through center. Inhale, bring the legs back through center. Exhale, drop them over to the right. And drop the head over to the left. Again, just noticing where you feel the release in this posture. Draw the head back through center. Inhale, legs come back to center. And exhale, let's give ourselves a squeeze. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Pull yourself into a ball. And release. And let's take a nice deep stretch. And let's take up space as we come into our final posture, our Shavasana. Feel free to put on an extra layer of blanket over you as you come into your Shavasana now. Take up space with the arms, palms facing up. Shoulder blades under the back, chest open, closing the eyes. And releasing your Ujjayi breath as you return to normal breathing. And just allowing the body to be heavy. Noticing any sensations in the body from your practice. Just bringing your awareness to your breath. Seeing if you can connect to that deep inner peace, that stillness. Resisting any temptation to move. Just trying to be completely still. If your mind wanders off, just notice when it's wandered off and just draw it back to your breath or to your point of focus. And we'll stay here resting, and I'll wake you up with 3 bells. And as you rest here a little while longer, just a reminder, as always, to be gentle with your body. To practice patience and tolerance with your body and with others. And the yoga practice is a practice of discipline. And don't allow yourself to get frustrated in your practice. See the practice as a chance to learn, learning about yourself, and in understanding yourself, you can understand others. And remembering that right now, you are enough. We'll take a deep inhale. Exhale the breath completely, connect the navel to the spine. Inhale the breath into the heart space. Exhale the breath into the fingertips and the toes. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes and bring movement back to your body. Rotating your wrist and your ankle, starting to move your limbs. And bringing your legs together, taking your arms overhead for a full body stretch. Finding full extension through your spine. And draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. As always, just taking a moment to show self-love. Complete acceptance with where you are right now in your yoga practice, in your quarantined daily life. And just showing some gratitude for all you've been given, for the love of your family, of your friends, who you can't see right now, but providing support for you in some way. And gratitude for what your body can do, and that we're still healthy at the moment. Who knows what's around the corner, but we're healthy now. Let's rock from side to side. We'll rock over to our right hand side when we're ready. And join me again in a comfortable seated cross-legged position. We'll bring our hands into Anjali Mudra at our heart center when we're there. Let's reconnect with the breath. And again, we'll finish with an Om and 3 Shantis. It means peace, peace, peace. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hare Om. Bring your hands to your head for kindness in your thoughts to yourselves and to each other. Hands to your hearts for kindness in your actions, and to your lips for kindness in your words. From my heart to your heart, always. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Namaste. So thank you for joining me. I hope you feel a little bit more open in your body, a little bit quieter in your mind. It's a wonderful day out there. Who knew that we were all on lockdown on such a wonderful spring day? So yeah, thank you for joining me this morning. Lost sun in my eyes. Oh, morning, Rosanna, you alright? So yeah, hope you enjoyed that class. It was a little bit bright. Hope you enjoyed that class. I will be doing my next class. It will be tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. So if you want to join me then, I'm going to be doing different styles of yoga throughout the week. So something for everyone. And yeah, enjoy your Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Still undecided whether I'm going to go and see my mom. Is it selfish of me to want to see my mom? I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's really hard. But she doesn't care. She was in B&Q yesterday. She's nuts. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Sally. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, and I shall see some of you virtually tomorrow evening. So namaste. Thank you, guys. Namaste. Love to you all. Stay safe. Bye. Beautiful sunshine.